Forest City Middle School. It's Miss Leixenring here. And I just wanted to take a few minutes today to give you some important information just as we have been wrapping up the month of April, which does not even seem possible. First, I wanted to say we are officially done with ISASP testing. So it is a long road for middle schoolers. I'm sure that there are a lot of different feelings around standardized testing and conversations you have with your kids at home. But overall, I just want to say how proud I am of our students and staff for their organization, time. And what I told students is as long as you're taking your time and trying your best, that's all we can ask for. So really, really proud of how we are wrapping that up. And I think a huge weight off of a lot of our students' shoulders and staff members' shoulders as well. So please stay tuned. When we receive more information about when those scores will be available, we will make sure to communicate that with you as families and parents, as we feel like it'll be much sooner than it was last year, which I think is good for everybody. You may see me here today in my hat. Today is Hat Day, as our middle school student council this week is sponsoring what we've had here kind of as a tradition at Forest City Middle School for a while now, and that is supporting the American Cancer Society with our kind of Forest City Middle School mini Relay for Life. So there are several different ways that we are raising money this week. Some of them are just through having fun and having dress up days. That isn't something that requires any money. Yesterday was pajama day. Today is hat day. Tomorrow, I believe, if I remember right, is kind of like a fancy dress day. Thursday is book character day, and Friday is purple, which is that color that represents the American Cancer Society and the representation of all different types of cancers. We feel very passionate about this cause as it's something that impacts not just many of our staff members and colleagues here at the middle school, but also obviously our students and many of their families, and some in very, very important ways and ways that maybe have had larger impacts than even other families. And so we really want to make sure we're doing our due diligence, not just in the education behind why vaping isn't great or why sunscreen use is really important, how to use a healthy lifestyle, but also how we can give back and maybe look outside the four walls of our middle school building. So we have our dress up days. There are several different kind of fun fundraisers that we're doing. One is a penny war. So if your kids are coming home to ask you for like, hey, can I raid your change drawer? You can keep the quarters. Just know we're going to ask for some of those pennies. But it's a very, very easy way for kids to be involved and something that's simple that they can, interact with without having to bring in large sums of money. A final way that we're really engaging in fundraising is Thursday night. And that is our middle school dance. We choose to have one dance a year, and we kind of coincide it with this fundraiser. It is $5, and we run 2 different shifts of the dance to make sure to include all of our grade levels, which we feel is really important. 5th and 6th grade will go from 6 p.m. until 7:30 p.m. on Thursday. And then 7th and 8th grade will go from 7:45 until 9:15. That $5 does include a couple slices of pizza for them. We feel like if they're paying money and they're taking the time to come do that, they deserve a little snack while they're here. The request list for songs goes out this week to students, and I get to preview all of those. And then what we will do is we'll have our lights ready to rock and roll in the gym as well. So we hope that is a fun time for students. We really like the idea of kind of segmenting the 2 different crews. We just feel like it makes it a lot more accessible for kids and just more enjoyable when we don't have all the grade levels in the gym together. And so just keep that time frame on your brain for Thursday from 6 to 7:30 for 5th and 6th grade and 7:45 to 9:15 for 7th and 8th grade. Another activity we have coming up next Friday, and students will actually sign up for it today. It is our Spring Fab Friday event. So just like you talked about in the fall, and you might have heard in the fall, we had students who signed up for an activity that they wanted to participate in. That is 5th grade through 8th grade, which is kind of a fun way to bring them together. And they have everything to choose from going to the YMCA and swimming, to going bowling, to doing some paper mache, to going up to the daily grind with their favorite book, having a drink and reading their book for the afternoon. So there's lots of different activities they can choose from. After today, which is when they'll sign up, please just talk with your student about it, and they'll be able to let you know some of the requirements behind their activity. The last update I have for all of you is that summer school is quickly approaching, and invites did go out to all of our incoming 5th graders sixth graders, and seventh graders. So if your child is in one of those grade levels and you are interested in them participating in our summer school program, registrations are due by Monday, May 6th. This just allows us time to coordinate well with Mr. Heimer, our transportation director, that if your child does need transportation, we can make sure they're accounted for and that we have them on our route for the summer. It's hard to believe that we're already talking about summer school as May is quickly approaching. But as always, thank you for your partnership and your willingness to ask great questions as we navigate the last part of the school year. And if you need anything, feel free to reach out to the middle school office or send me an email. Have a great rest of the day, guys. Thanks.